Hello, hello, you guys, and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today, evening, real late in the night, real early in the morning, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are around the globe? I hope that you all are doing just absolutely wonderful. And I hope that you all have read and you're planning to read for at least 30 minutes a day, y'all. That's what's up. And before we get started, I wanted to go into something really quickly. All right. And this is for especially in particular for my young folk out there who are getting ready, getting prepared for these third grade reading tests and all that stuff. And don't y'all be sweating those tests either. Okay. Yes, do not sweat the test, all right? Because it's about you guys. Our mission here is to get you to love reading, all right? We want you to read so that you can love to read, all right? Because when you love it and when you associate reading with pleasure, then you'll want to do more of it. If you think about reading just, I got to pass this test, I got to pass this test, then guess what? It's going to make you possibly not even want to read, all right? So hopefully these educators out here and people who are putting all these different rules and standards about these tests, hopefully they will get to that point. So, but anywho, I just want to share with you guys the author's point of view. And some of you out there, a lot of you out there may already know what that is. But I just want to do a quick review of what the author's point of view is, okay? So first, when an author is writing, they'll write in either the first person point of view, second person point of view, or third person point of view. So the first person point of view is when the character is in the story and they are recounting or retelling their different experiences or their impressions about what's going on, all right? So you'll see a lot of pronouns like I, me, my, mine, we, ours, all right? So those are things that you listen out for. And I'll let you know in terms of what point of view the book Fish in a Tree is written in. The second person point of view is when a person is like saying, given instructions, okay? So like, for example, it might be a recipe book, right? Or an instruction manual. So for example, if it's a recipe book, they'll say things like, yes, you should get cake flour for this recipe, then you should get the vanilla extract and the eggs and the sugar and all those types of things. So someone is telling you how you should be, putting that recipe together, or how maybe you have to, if you have an instruction manual, you're building, a toy car or something like that, okay? And then the next one is the third person. Now, the third person, they have different parts to the third person, but I'm just going to go over the more general definition of third person point of view, which is the narrator remains a detached observer. And what does that mean? The narrator is on the outside, they're looking in and they're telling you guys, what's going on, all right? So like if somebody, for example, you'll see a lot of pronouns like he, she, it, right? And so if somebody, say if there was a teacher of a story, a teacher, they are talking about the particular classroom. And they're saying, yes, these students are like this and they're doing that. And, they are going outside or he is doing this, she is doing that. So that is the third person point of view. All right. All right. So there you have it. So you have the first person point of view, which is the character in the story. And they are talking about their thoughts, their feelings, their expressions. So it's a lot of I being used and we and ours. The second person is like instruction manual. Okay, so like a recipe book, which you should do. This is the steps you should follow next. And then the third one is the detached observer, all right? So it lets the reader know only what is seen and heard, all right? Not what the characters are thinking or they are feeling, all right? So they're just the ones, they're just giving the view of like, hey, this is what's going on, all right? So there you have it right there. Hopefully I broke that down clear enough. Hopefully it wasn't too long-winded, and hopefully it was like straight to the point. And so now I'm going to go ahead and read the next chapter. I've been reading out of this book, Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. Okay, and for those of you who are newbies, those of you who are new to this channel, um, in my opinion, this is an awesome book. And hopefully, those of you who have been listening, you guys think so as well. Please leave comments too in the comment section below if you like this book, or if you're like, no, I really don't, I'm not feeling it. You know, you think it's okay. And give me some examples of different things you love about this book. Allie Nickerson, she has a reading problem, she has a reading disability. And she's basically telling what's going on from her point of view. So it's written in the first person. Allie Nickerson, she is the main character in this story. She's talking about all these different things she's dealing with at school, struggling, you know, trying to keep that secret from her mother, you know, as well. She talks about her relationship with her grandfather, her brother. Awesome, awesome book, you guys. So now I'm about to go ahead and get started. This is chapter 16, What I've Got. I like Mr. Daniels, but he's got a thing for reading. Always talking about books and how great they are. Personally, I'd rather have the flu. The last thing Mr. Daniels said yesterday was that we were going to write stories today and that it would be our chance to show him what we've got. The only thing I've got is a plan. With a big piece of cloth and a safety pin, my writing arm hangs in a sling. How can he ask me to write like this? I'm feeling pretty proud, I must admit. All I have to do is remember not to move it. I wish it really did hurt. It would be easier. He sees me when I walk in, and it isn't long before he comes over to ask me what has happened. I have practiced the whole story all the way to school about how I tripped over my cat on the stairs and fell. You have a cat? He asks. Yeah. He nods. Then he glances down at my sling. Is it a new cat? No, we've had the cat forever. A regular member of the family. I say, feeling like I'm starring in a commercial for something I'd never eat in a million years. He has a weird look on his face when he asks, What's his name? Whose name? Your cat. I panic. Pork chop pops out of my mouth. He laughs. Pork chop? The cat? Huh? I bet the dogs in the neighborhood like that. I'm nervous and embarrassed, wondering why I have to be so weird, wondering why I now have to watch the mind movie in my head of a furry meowing pork chop with a tail. But when the rest of the class sits down to do their writing assignments, he says I can read a book. I stare at the letters and watch them dance and move on the bright white page. My eyes ache and my head hurts. Mr. Daniels watches me. So I look down at the page and remember to turn it every once in a while. With my eyes closed, I watch bright movies of me flying, one of my favorite movies. In this one, I'm flying just above the water, my stomach almost touching it, racing toward a castle filled with blue light. I open my eyes a bit to watch the others write. I look at the page again. I even try to read some more. I really do. But I can't help wondering why Mr. Daniels keeps looking over at me. Wow, that was a really short chapter, huh? But very, very powerful, right? And you see what happens, you know, obviously when someone has a problem and then they don't admit it. Because when you don't admit it, then you have to do things like make up stories, you got to hide, you can't, you can't be upfront with people because you have not admitted, to yourself and to others, the people who really can help you, that hey, I have this issue and I need some help. And hopefully, with this book, I'm really hoping that those of you out there who are listening to this book being read, and if you are struggling with reading, hopefully this will help you to build that confidence to be able to get the help that you need. Because you have great teachers out there, and of course, definitely your parents, grandparents, or whomever, if they don't know what's going on, guess what? They can't help you. But you got a lot of great family members out there who want to support you if you're struggling with this particular aspect of reading. Okay, so hopefully this book is empowering you and inspiring you. All right, and even if you're not struggling with reading, even if you know somebody who is, you can help them. All right, and you're learning too what things you should say and how not to act from this book. Right, hint, hint. Shay and Jessica. All right, they're not the type of friends that you would want to have. All right, so that's in my opinion. All right, you guys. So you guys take care and remember to like, subscribe, and share our videos. And remember to please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Peace.